Do you struggle with love obsession, obsession to influencers, obsession to people you're talking to on the dating app, obsession to someone at work, obsession to someone that doesn't know you? Then you could be struggling with what we call limerence. Limerence, we're going to talk about the science of limerence, and we're going to talk about how it can keep you trapped or makes you attract the wrong relationships into your life, like narcissistic relationships. Hi, everyone. My name is Sama. I'm a registered counselor, a relationship coach, and an inner child coach. And make sure to subscribe to my channel, leave some comments and likes, and share it with a friend. So let's talk about limerence. When I think about limerence, the first thing that comes to my mind is the love obsession to someone that maybe doesn't know you. It's not like a normal crush. It's more like this obsessive love or attraction to a stranger. It's not based on qualities. It's not based on knowing the person. So it's not genuine love, it's the fantasy of love. I'm going to use some examples before I move into the science. So, one of my clients used to get really obsessed to people on dating apps. She doesn't know the person. She looked at their photos and they gave her that little attention, and she has this fantasy about them where she would go find their social, get obsessed with them. They stop responding and she finds them more attractive. It's like the trauma bonding, similar to that but different. And now she's all, she can become all obsessed to the point where she looks at their photos, she checks their social, she tries to get a response from them, and then even if they don't respond, she doesn't see it as a red flag, or she doesn't see anything wrong with them. And she focuses on, you know, over overreacting and thinking about them not having any flaws and minimizing anything that's wrong. She completely ignores red flags, and instead she would do anything and everything just to get their attention. It's that obsessive behaviors we're talking about to something that you barely know, or something that, you don't know them. It can sometimes even be to someone else, not necessarily a love relationship or a love obsession. It can be, you're following an influencer and you want to be like her and you fantasize about her routine and lifestyle. This is also limerence as well. And another example that I did see with also one of my clients when she started working with me, there's someone at work that she barely talks to, but yet she fell in this obsessive love with him. He's completely married. He's not available. He's not going to entertain her. But yet she would find any opportunity just to go near him, or just get hi from him, or him saying hi to her or good morning. It would makes her day. If she doesn't get that, then she's completely depressed, and this is what we call limerence. And she maybe deep down knows there's nothing that will happen with this person. He's completely taken and married, but yet she's obsessed with him, obsessed with what he does. She stalks him on social media. She follows him. She tries to, come near his desk just to get him to notice her. And this is what we call obsessive behaviors and limerence, where you're actually just building fantasies around something that doesn't exist and maybe will never exist or will never happen. And then you go into scenarios and you imagine being with them, living your life with them, doing things for them to the point where you completely neglect yourself and your values and your goals and your self-worth and your boundaries, and you move into trauma-based responses. And it really comes from traumas. So, as a child, even if you had healthy relationship or not, maybe you didn't receive enough love, and that way growing up, it really manifested into fantasies. And on a subconscious level, many people out there go through limerence without even noticing they're going through it. And what I want to make you aware about is that real love and genuine connection is different. It's more about you. It's more about you building a connection, communicating with someone, feeling complete without them. When you have limerence, you don't feel complete without them. And instead, you just want any sign that they like you or acknowledge you to feel good about yourself. When you're building real love, both parties are interested and willing to work this out. When you're struggling with limerence, you're alone trying to make this work. And deep down, you may not, you know it's not going to work, but you still try to make it work. When we talk about real love, we're talking about boundaries, we're talking about standards, we're talking about communication, we're talking about genuine connection, we're talking about just feeling comfortable and not having any fantasies. It's like you're just there with the person, you're connecting, you're growing, you're developing into this relationship. This is what we call real love, based on giving and receiving. Being there, feeling complete from within, having your life outside of the relationship, having your friends. When you struggle with limerence, you notice they become the focus of your day. You change your life around. You do things that aren't in alignment with your values just because you want to get their attention. And it really comes down from traumas, needs not being met, or some people just develop it as a way of having this excitement, high and low behaviors, push and pull behaviors, and they find it really rewarding and interesting. So they do it to have this excitement going on, because healthy relationships are more stable. But then when you fancy someone, it's more exciting to you. Of course, also other signs can include just looking into changing yourself for them as well, and thinking that they have more than you, so you want to be like them. And I see many women on social media follow their influencers and just wanting to be like them as well. And you notice this can have a direct impact to narcissistic relationships. It's like someone who's a narcissist get the similar behaviors, or does the same behaviors to attract someone who's more vulnerable, who needs validations, who is living in fantasy, or have their needs not met in childhood. You can easily, if you have limerence, you can become an easy target to narcissistic relationships. But at the same time, you notice narcissistic people have the same tendencies, and that's why we fall into love bombing and trauma bonding, and we get really attached to them. So there's a direct connection between the two. And what we truly want to do is understand from how did you start developing these obsessive behaviors? And then we want to make you aware they are not real, and you deserve real love and connection. And then we're going to work on boundaries with yourself to move forward from there. It's really understanding how did it start, what's making you do it, and how we can move from there. If you need help with this, let me know in the comments. Make sure to share it with a friend to raise awareness. If you need more counseling, therapy, or coaching support, email me today. I will be honored to be there to support you. But if you're struggling with this, start understanding from where did it start? How did it develop? What made you start fantasizing someone? How can we move forward? We need to get to know you, heal your inner child from within, and understand this is not the type of love that you want. And then after this, we're going to move into establishing boundaries with yourself. If you're changing your routine to see that guy at work, we're going to put boundaries for yourself not to do this, and take actions in alignment with your values, and come up with a coping strategy, a healthy coping strategy, to minimize the time you see this guy at work, because it's not going anywhere. And over time, it's gonna make you realize that you need to connect to yourself, know your value, not seek validations, and have real love into your life, not the fantasy of love. If you like this video, leave some comments below, share it with a friend, and leave some likes. Thank you all for watching. If you need my support, contact me today.